Let's just jump right into it today because we're diving into a really fascinating breakdown of our modern digital habits. And, the very real, almost palpable anxiety that comes with actually confronting them. Let's be honest with ourselves. Technology is absolutely incredible, but navigating our day-to-day relationship with it, well, it can feel overwhelmingly stressful. If you've ever felt a sudden wave of guilt or panic about how much you're staring at a screen, you are absolutely in the right place today.
Seriously, think about it. Have you ever looked at your weekly screen time report and just felt this sudden, heavy pit in your stomach? Like, no way I spent that many hours on my phone. Well, you aren't alone in this. In fact, the vast majority of us are literally living inside a massive psychological experiment that we never actually signed up for. We've been conditioned, basically trained, to react instantly to every ping, every buzz, and to just mindlessly scroll through endless feeds.
But the research highlights this incredibly rare demographic. We're talking only about 1% of people. Now, this rare 1% uses their phones in a way that feels almost like a superpower. And look, they aren't just lucky, and they certainly aren't off-the-grid Luddites living in a cabin in the woods somewhere. Instead, they possess what experts describe as ultimate executive control. Basically, they have mastered the psychological patterns that allow them to control the algorithms, rather than letting those algorithms control them.
Okay, let's dive into this, because understanding what the other 99% of us are going through is absolutely crucial. Most of us are trapped in this concept right here, the dopamine trap. It's a psychological conditioning loop based entirely on variable rewards. Think about it like a digital slot machine right in your pocket. You pull the lever or, refresh your feed, and you don't know what you're going to get. But that anticipation, it releases a huge burst of dopamine. That's exactly how our phones are engineered to work. The 99% are just stuck in this slot machine mechanic, constantly hooked, waiting for the next notification or the next refresh of the feed.
Section 1. The 1% Mindset.
To actually break free from this trap, we first have to understand a core philosophical difference that separates the playbook of this elite 1% from everyone else. It's all about how we categorize our devices. You see, the 99% treat their phone as this needy companion. It goes with them absolutely everywhere, providing constant distraction, endless consumption, and a reliable, easy dopamine rush whenever they feel a little lonely or bored. The 1%, however, they treat their phone strictly as a tool. And a tool is picked up for a very specific purpose, like mastery, creation, or exercising internal control, and then, crucially, it is put back down. The source material makes this super clear. Shifting your mindset from a needy companion to a disciplined tool is the foundational step to escaping the whole digital trap.
Moving right along to Section 2, Designing Digital Friction.
So this is the very first actionable concept the 1% uses to reclaim their cognitive bandwidth, and it's built entirely on friction theory. Friction theory is basically the practice of intentionally adding obstacles to your habits to counter your brain's natural, biological desire for the path of least resistance. You see, our brains are hardwired to be super efficient. They're always seeking the absolute easiest route to a reward. And that biological reality, that is exactly why most people keep their most addictive apps sitting right there on their home screen, just one quick tap away. It's zero friction, maximum reward.
So how do the 1% apply friction? Well, they take some highly specific, actionable steps. First, they actually move their addictive apps, like Instagram or TikTok, into hidden folders buried deep within their app library. Second, they literally log out of their accounts after every single session. Suddenly, taking a quick social media break means you have to manually type a complicated password back in, which, let's be real, is usually just annoying enough to make you put the phone down. And third, they ruthlessly turn off all non-human notifications. By intentionally adding these roadblocks, they actively break that variable reward reinforcement cycle. They make it just frustrating enough to check their phone that they only do it when they genuinely need to.
Section 3. Mastering Meta-Awareness.
Now, the 1% develop this advanced, almost philosophical ability, the power to step back in real time and objectively observe their own digital behavior. And when they do this, they realize something pretty profound. Reaching for your phone isn't actually boredom, it's escape behavior. The 1% recognize that the sudden urge to pull out their phone and scroll is really just an illusion. In reality, their brain is just trying to hide from the discomfort of a difficult task, maybe a stressful emotion, or even just the nagging feeling of a life that feels a bit stuck. It's a rapid retreat from reality. So, the crucial point is how they handle that specific urge. Instead of falling for the illusion of boredom, they actively practice cognitive restraint. They choose to just sit in silence and actually observe their surroundings instead of blindly reacting to an impulse. They value their privacy over popularity. This elite group completely outgrows the need for external validation from some random algorithm, choosing instead to be fully present in their actual physical reality.
I want to pause right here for a moment and just read this quote directly from our source material. Memory feels different when it's lived, not posted. Wow, really think about that. The 1% don't need to capture and post a photo to feel like a moment was real or valuable. It strongly urges us to reflect on our own deep-seated need to post our lives just for validation. Are we actually living the memory, or are we just packaging it for an audience?
Section 4. The biological power down.
And this brilliantly illustrates how the digital 1% fiercely protects their physical biology. They maintain strict internal control over how their day physically begins and ends. Just look at this timeline of a typical day for the 1%. Step 1, they wake up. Step 2, they wait at least 10 full minutes getting natural light into their eyes before they ever even look at a screen. Step 3, a full hour before bed the screens go off completely, and they do not waver on this. This daily routine is literally the bedrock of their cognitive independence.
The science behind this routine is incredibly clear. Getting morning sunlight directly resets your brain's focus and helps clear out that groggy morning fog. On the flip side, staring at nighttime screens blasts your eyes with artificial blue light, which actively blocks your brain's melatonin production. By strictly putting the phone away an hour before sleep, you are communicating directly to your nervous system that it is finally safe to rest. But more importantly, you are proving to yourself that you decide when your day starts and when it ends, not your email inbox and not your app notifications.
Section 5. The Ultimate Attention Challenge.
If you are watching this explainer right now and you're realizing, maybe with a little bit of dread, that your phone has been quietly steering your life, fracturing your attention one short video at a time, well, you are already ahead of the pack. Just having that meta-awareness puts you on the path to joining that 1%. So here is the final challenge, drawn directly from our source material. Put the phone in another room. Seriously, when this explainer is over, in just a few seconds, I challenge you to close it, physically take your phone, and put it in a completely different room to prove to yourself that you are the one in control. Don't reach for another video, don't do another endless scroll. Only return to this device later when you genuinely want to learn or create something, not just because your brain was chasing a quick dopamine hit. So what do you say? Are you ready to take your attention back? Prove it.